Today I want to talk to you about the actual definition of what constitutes narcissistic and domestic abuse. This is something that I did not know for decades, and so many of my coaching clients did not know either. And this is a topic that needs to be put on blast so that others out there being abused can hopefully understand this far earlier and get away from anyone in their life that has been abusing them. Abuse is not only physical abuse. Just because you have not gotten punched in the face or kicked to the ground does not mean you have not been abused. And when we do not understand fully what constitutes abuse, we can easily fall victim to it and stay in that situation for years on end because we did not know that we were being abused. Narcissistic and domestic abuse can be emotional, psychological, which in my opinion is one of the most difficult forms of abuse to understand, verbal, sexual, financial, post-separation abuse, legal abuse, or abuse by proxy through others or even your own children, as well as physical. And I'm going to go into what constitutes these forms of abuse. However, know that just because what you are being subjected to may not be breaking a law technically or come with jail time, it doesn't mean that it's not an extreme form of abuse. So what do these forms of abuse look like? These are only some examples that I can cover in this video, obviously. There are more. However, this will hopefully give you a good idea of the other forms of abuse. Verbal abuse can be yelling and screaming at you, calling you names, or raging with anger until you feel threatened. Narcissists are famous for subjecting us to narcissistic rage. And although most, not all, but most do not physically abuse during a rage, a victim can feel extremely threatened and fearful. Basically, verbal abusers use language to hurt the victim, which could mean you are being subjected to destructive and cruel verbal attacks. Emotional abuse can certainly include all aspects of verbal abuse and also include things like attacking and degrading your character into a literal character assassination. It can be characterized by utilizing hurtful and cruel tactics with things like humiliation, coercive control, and manipulation. Psychological abuse is when the abuser tries to manipulate your understanding of reality, your understanding of yourself, or your identity, and typically will make you distrust your own perceptions and beliefs. Gaslighting is considered a severe form of psychological abuse. Other forms of psychological abuse are stalking, coercive control, and any form of mind games and manipulation. Financial abuse is also a form of domestic abuse and could include withholding finances for things a person needs to live, controlling all the money, demanding receipts, taking or stealing your money, or not paying child support. Legal abuse is abusing you through the courts, continually taking you back to court, fighting for custody when it is not warranted, making false allegations against you that threaten your freedom. Legal abuse means subjecting you to abuse through the misuse of the courts. Post-separation abuse can be continual harassment after you have separated or divorced, trying to alienate your children from you, stalking or harassing your new partner, dragging you through court time after time after time when it is not warranted. Abuse by proxy is when the abuser enlists the use of other people to abuse and harass and terrorize you. People that they manipulate into doing their dirty work, essentially. This can also be domestic violence by proxy of your own children, or abusing you through manipulating and indoctrinating your children with lies that cause extreme distress to the other parent. They abuse the children because they know it destroys you.